Let me start by asking you just about the importance of this trip, of coming to the United States. Why has the Pope decided to do it?
Well, he was invited to the World Meeting of Families. That was the original invitation. He wanted to be there in Philly for that, and he made a larger trip. And he's getting to address the UN, address Congress. So he's really making the most of this time here.
So that's going to capture a lot of headlines. He going before Congress. How big a deal is that, and what do you expect him to say?
Well, no pope has ever addressed Congress. In fact, very few popes have addressed National Assembly. So this is a big deal. It's going to be very interesting. As we know, he can be very frank and direct. So the question is he going to lecture the congressional representatives? I don't think so. I think he's going to challenge them. I think he's going to try to give them a sense of hope, but also, you know, question some of their decisions. And I hope everybody will leave feeling challenged in some way.
Gary Wills had a wonderful piece in the Boston Globe today talking about how there are kind of two churches, and you look at this particular pope and the role that he plays trying to bridge both of them. It's a very delicate act. It sounds like it'll be a very delicate act.
Yes, yes. I mean, you saw that a little bit in Cuba, how he's very diplomatic. You know, he knows, for example, in Cuba, he met with Castro, but there are a lot of people pushing for him to push more on the questions of human rights. He backed away from that a little bit. So I think he knows that he has to be diplomatic here. So I think he will be a little bit careful in his remarks.
We focus on the big events, the masses in D.C. and New York and Philadelphia, but he'll be doing other things, and you'll be paying close attention to those?
Yes, absolutely. We're very interested in kind of the smaller meetings he'll be having. He's going to a school in Harlem. He's going to a prison in Philly, Catholic Charities in D.C. These are sort of in his wheelhouse, these kind of personal encounters, especially with people. He's asked to meet with people, immigrants, people from poorer backgrounds. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens there.
There was such a burden of expectation that this pope would do more to get people who have maybe left the church to come back, recruit new people to the church. How's he doing? It hasn't been that long. How's he doing so far?
Yeah, it's only been 2.5 years, and the signs have been good. People seem certainly intrigued with this pope, and I think there's a poll today said that his popularity ratings are very high, near like John Paul II numbers. Whether people are actually getting back in the pews, that may take longer. People are considering it, but it doesn't seem like they've committed yet.
And just lastly, I want to ask you about the means by which he's doing that, one of which is through Twitter, I think, at Pontifex, that many of us have now in our feeds. How successful has he been with social media?
He's been enormously successful. I think he has 9 languages he's tweeting in. I just learned the other day that he actually approves most of the tweets before they go out. So this isn't some underling do it. They bring it to him. He signs off on it. So he's very involved in that.